Greetings, brothers and sisters. It's your host, Uncle Drums, the man of the hour, the voice of the South. I want to say more blessings to you, your family and your loved ones. But right now is a very important time right now. Very, very, very important. It's time for you to reflect within yourself. Check yourself. And try and make yourself into a better person. Each and every day. Let's try and see if we can get to the man called Ubong King from out of Nigeria. Let's try and make it happen. Hey, brother.
Hey, drummer, how you doing?
How you doing, sir? You alright?
Cool. Yeah. What's up?
Alright, brother. So I'm just gonna ask you a few questions today, yeah? Because I saw you on this post talking about China, and I thought that was very interesting what you said, and because I travel to Africa a lot, I like to hear people talking about stuff like that because it's bringing, you know, acknowledgement to certain things that's happening where certain people might feel or not want to speak about those subjects, yeah? Okay. So, Mr. Ubong, would you like to tell the people a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Okay, first of all, I run business in Nigeria, and I'm somebody that is self-made. I have done a lot in maritime security and youth empowerment. I run a small company that has grown to a sizable amount of over 800 staff that are there with me. I retired 4 years ago. I retired at the age of 44 to try and teach young people about business, how to take advantage of whatever they have to get the best out of what they can.
Okay, Ubong, so you trying to teach people about business and retiring early, yeah? Are you teaching people all over the world or just in Africa?
I concentrate more on. I speak in different countries, basically to deal with the dependency mindset, whether it is in Nigeria or in the UK, South Africa, America, anywhere that I get invitation, Poland, I go. But my major focus is on Africa. Yes. And my major focus is Africa.
All right, brother. I'm from the UK, but my parents are Caribbean descendant. But obviously, I know that everything comes back to Africa, and I strongly believe in that. Yeah. So I travel to Africa quite a lot, and what I've found basically is that a lot of the brothers and sisters in Africa, you know, they're happy to see me, but it's like a lot of the times they're happy to see me, but sometimes they're more happy to see someone else, like a European or someone else like that. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm just giggling.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So it's a lot of the times they're happy to see me, but a lot of the times they're more happy to see a European. And basically what I've seen in going back to Africa is that, you know, I would come from England and say to myself, I want to try and help someone from Africa, and, you know, it would go wrong. And it wouldn't, most of the time it's not going wrong because of me. It's going wrong because of the person that I'm trying to help. You know, and I believe that there's a miscommunication with brothers and sisters from Africa and brothers and sisters that are somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay, I think yes, that is an obvious statement and an obvious fact because when they see, especially a person who is of a different color tone, especially white skin, that person is interpreted as either dollars or pounds, yes, irrespective of where you are from.
Yes.
Yeah, so that colonial mentality, as you know, they've drummed it into our head that only good things come from abroad. And so when we see somebody who is black skin coming back, wanting to help, we believe you don't have what they have, that you are just fortunate to, to walk there. But when they see a white-skinned person, it's easier for them to want to submit to that person faster than to you, who may have genuine intentions, if the other white-skinned person is not genuine. And also, it's also the way the communication is done. Because sometimes when some of these people come, they will tell you that, look, where they are coming from is better, where they're coming from. So they give you that aspiration, hope that maybe one day you will seek the better life, when they themselves are actually having the better life down here, because they are treated as kings here.
Of course.
When you should even be treating yourself and your brothers better.
Yes, yes. So, like, me personally, I've been on the radio in Africa. I've talked to people. I've talked to many people and stuff like that. And what I try to make the brothers and sisters understand, yeah, is that it doesn't matter whether you're African, it doesn't matter whether you're Jamaican, whether you come from Barbados, whether you come from whatever part. We are all one people. What I have learned is that a lot of the brothers and sisters will say yeah, and just to get something in their hand. But in their heart they don't believe. In their heart they don't believe what I'm saying.
Okay, it goes back to the foundation of their growing up. You know, the foundation which they are growing up with. They're told to go to school and and read very well to get a job. Now, they don't teach them to be entrepreneurs. They teach them to be workers.
Yes.
Now, there is nothing wrong about being a worker. But you see, if the jobs are not there, now with the limited amount of jobs, it becomes a problem.
Yes.
And I give you a classic example. You know, in 2018, the number of children that were born in Nigeria were 20,210 children in one day.
Yeah.
Now, this does not include the children that are born in maybe the churches or in the villages. These are the ones that are registered.
Yeah.
So in 1 year, because you do not plan to give birth on January 1st.
Yeah.
So on January 1st, that calculation is taken. So you now have an average of 7.3 million children added to the country's population.
Yes.
Now, in 2019, you now have 25,000 plus thousand children that are born. So if you do the mathematics again, you now have 9.3 million children added to the population.
Yeah.
Now, I thought that in this year, people will slow down, but no. 2020, you have 26,069 children that are born in one day.
Wow.
Now, tradition is also another challenge when it comes back to Africa. We are a very family-oriented. If you come to a typical Nigerian family, they believe they call her an elephant without a tusk.
Yeah.
To have it out. The worst of all, if she has only, can become as if she has not given the husband a hair who will take over the name. So even if she has 8 girls, she must have a boy.
Yes.
They must have a boy.
Yes.
So you now have 9 children, and the father may not be able to cater for all 9. So those children become, vagabonds, run up and down the whole street, cause a mayhem, just because they need to survive.
Yes.
Just because they need to survive. Now, when they get to school, they now struggle to go through school, whether they make it or not, they now come out and they metamorphose into different areas. Now, when they metamorphose into whatever they become, the next thing that happens is if one out of the 9 children succeeds in life, one out of the 9 children, the remaining 8 will depend on that one, plus the father and the mother and every family member. So that person does not even have a long-term success plan. It won't work.
Yes. Yes.
It will not work. So he already has 10 to 12 people that are already sucking on him. The dependency ratio is already 3 to 1. For every one person that is working in let's say Nigeria, you have 3 people depending on him. And Nigeria is even an economic state, economic country, where there's a lot of activity, hustling going on. A lot of the African countries, they are not too, buoyant as the Nigerian community. So you can imagine what they are going through.
I can. So, Ubong, yeah? All right. I'm a man, yeah, of very little resources right now, yeah? If I be honest with myself, yeah? So, when I'm going to Africa and different parts of Africa, I try to tell the people what I think is the truth, how I can help them. So with a man like myself, with little resources, yeah, what do you suggest that I tell people to help them in some sort of way? Because sometimes I believe when I go to Africa that, like I said, people just say because they want something, or they're looking for something. And I can understand that they're looking for something, because everybody in life is looking for something. But I want to try to bring a unity to all brothers and sisters, yeah, where it's not about financial or what we've got. We have the Indian man and the Chinese man. They have an understanding, whether it's religion, whether it's tradition, they have an understanding. But it's like everywhere I go, someone's got a different understanding, and sometimes you meet people. Yes.
Drum. You can only help somebody who wants to be helped.
True.
You cannot force somebody who does not want to be helped. There are mentalities most Africans carry, and that mentality is dependency mindset.
Yes.
They believe it is their right that you take. In certain countries, they will tell you, yes, the foreigners took the gold, okay? In another country, they'll tell you the foreigners took the oil, okay? In another country, they'll tell you the foreigners took everything. Now, if you check, okay, let me give you, what resources do they have in Switzerland? Nothing. No resources.
Yeah.
No resources. But that is where the best chocolates in the world are made.
Yes.
That's where the best chocolates are made. Now, the gold that everybody's talking and the diamonds that everybody's talking in Africa, how come Africans have not thought of how they will be able to do it and then, sharpen it and make it valuable for the world to come and buy from them? What they do is that they just sell the chunk or transfer the chunk for a piece. Money is not made from the front end. Money is made from the secondary on the tertiary processing of any product. You sell cocoa to the UK or to the UK. The UK processes the cocoa, makes cocoa bean out of it, makes chocolate drink out of it, then makes chocolate out of it, and then sell all these different things that they are processed back to you at an exorbitant price.
Yes.
Because they have used their own mind to do that. Now, when you come in like Drum, you come in with something that can help somebody buy. Try to improve his mind, try to help him look. Say, if you want money in your pocket, you need to shake this mind. They are not interested. All they want is give me. And then the next thing, when they get the money, what they do is that they go out to the parties, they go out to drink, and they carry women, and that's all their life is all about. That's all they are like. Then when they are lazy about it, they come and tell you that there's a witch in their father's village who wants to kill them. Rubbish.
Yeah. All right, Ubong, yeah? I agree with you totally.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you 100 million % on that. I don't understand is that, like, you see like China and all these places investing into Africa, right? They've invested over 80 million in projects across Africa. Yeah. Why, if there's so much different parts of Africa, and there's money, there's parts where it's poor, there's money, there's part where it's not poor. Why can't other parts of Africa invest in other parts of Africa instead of China coming and doing that?
Okay, I think the first challenge to that, it has to do with the political leadership in Africa. The average age of a president in Africa is 60 years old.
It's 60 years old, did you say?
The average age, 60, 70.
Yeah,
Yes, the average age is 60 years old. 60 and above. Come on. If you have leadership of 60, 70 years old running the country, how do you expect them to think, very well for you?
Yeah.
The only country that is even thinking, futuristically is Rwanda. Rwanda, just in a few years ago, they had the genocide. 1 million people were killed in that country in a space of 3 months. 3 months, 1 million people in a population of less than 7 million at that time. So an average of 1 to 6 people were killed in that country. Now, so when Paul Kagame took over, the first thing Paul Kagame said is that all these things about tribalism ends. You don't call yourself a Hutu, you don't call yourself a Tutsi, you don't call yourself anything, you are all Rwandese. Yes. And the mission of Rwanda is think Rwanda, develop Rwanda, and go. The Rwandese will always tell you that, first of all, their country comes first. The improvement of the state of mind and even the economic welfare of their indigenes is first before any other thing. So when they are signing any contract with you, first of all, they are protecting Rwandese. Most Africans do not understand that, and leaderships do not do that. So based on that, it is easy for countries that are smarter to take advantage of the countries that are not smart. So when a country like China comes into Africa, they look for where weak leaderships are.
Yes.
And then they sign, like they give you a loan. Now, if you ever read any of those, there's a book called China's Second Continent by Henry French. And he says in that book that there are 3 things that you always say in the contract. Number 1, if China is giving you a loan, that one of what is that a Chinese company will do the job first.
Yes.
That's number 1. Number 2 is that they'll bring Chinese men to do the job too. And number 3 is that they would also ensure that the maintenance is done by Chinese. That is the terms of the contract. So now because you have not looked at the long-term effect of it, you sign that contract, you collect the loan. It is easy money because in that country they do -1 interest. So if a Chinese company takes a loan at 100%, now what he does, he will return to China's bank 99%. They do -1. Now this was before COVID-19, before the case. Now, so when they come to your country, they now build this thing and they give you maybe 1 to 2 years or 3 years moratorium on that loan. You don't need to pay.
Yes.
Now, so every other investor that comes in cannot meet up with that because China, no doubt about it, they have the money. They have prepared a long time. So when they come, China will never do anything in education. They will never do anything that has to do with mental development. All they do is infrastructure. Airports, roads, big buildings and everything.
Yes, yes.
So that if you don't pay, they seize these assets back.
Yes,
They
yes,
seize it back.
yes.
Now, by the time they seize it back, they will now tell you the money you pay on it. So at that point in time, you now be borrowing money, and then a lot of things are taken from your country. And if you are not smart enough, what happens is that the leaders that take the money will not be the ones to pay, but rather the children that are coming.
Of
They
course.
can give you a loan for 20 years. You won't pay for 3 years. So by 4 years or 5 years, the leader has left the office. And it's a non-revocable contract. If you revoke the contract, they take it to arbitration in another country. And that's how you do that.
So how
So
do
leadership first. Leadership first have to get it right. Have to first protect their citizenry first.
Of course. But, Ubong, don't you think that they should implement some laws that if you're a president and you make a move, that is wrong, that they can't see a way out, then you should be prosecuted for that. You know, it's no point taking loans from people, right? I take a loan from you for 30 million, yeah, and this loan is for 30 years. I don't even know if I'm going to be alive in 30 years.
This is where the danger comes in. You see, first of all, when it comes to politics in Africa, politics is most of the time holistic, not on merit. A party will a ruling party or a winning party takes over most of the offices. So it is not a function of whether the man is right, but it is for the name of the party.
Yeah.
So the party takes it. They give the go ahead and they take it, not knowing, not considering the kind of exposure the country may be in. There might be short-term benefits, no doubt about it, but the long-term one is more dead.
Yeah.
It's more dead.
Yeah.
So if you look at what Ghana has done, Ghana has been careful. Ghana has said that they will stop taking loans from country. That instead of you taking loans, teach them. They can sign an agreement with you whereby you show them. Now, I've been to Trinidad. I've been to Trinidad like 4 or 5 times, and I've seen things in Trinidad. Most of the people in Trinidad also, a lot of them have a lot of African heritage, a lot of African background. What stops you from getting the people in Petro Train to come and talk to your country and let's do different things? How are you able to turn your country that is only 1.3 million people from a third world to a first world to a developed world, and able to show us how you did it? Now, for you to go and sign an agreement whereby you sign an agreement with a big company and then they sublet it to a second or a third company, and then just because they want money to be shared between, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. So, all right, Ubong, you see Zambia, yeah, falling into the debt trap, the predatory lending from the Chinese, yeah. Do you think that they'll be able to come out of that debt?
Well, I believe that anybody can come out of any situation, but they have to take some very strong decisions. It will affect them as a country for a while, but it will be a strong one. I believe that people that should get involved in leadership in any country should be people that have actually done well in business and have values. Yes. Because first of all, your conscience and your value will be straight, not because you want a position or you couldn't get any job, you entered into politics and then you grow in the ranks of politics. No. I believe that people should be responsible and held accountable for every decision. If they have made mistakes, negotiate and then plan what is your repayment plan over long term, and then reduce your exposure to getting inflow, getting money. Now look at Ghana. At a certain point in Ghana, the country was in a bad state. You had Jerry Rawlings. Jerry Rawlings took some very hard decisions. One of the things he did is that he closed down schools for 1 year. He closed all the schools down for 1 year and got everybody to go to the farm. When they went to the farm, all the cocoa that they were doing, that they were growing, they were exporting it out. That was how Ghana started coming out of that terrible economic crisis till what it is now. And they've been able to fight up and down. Every leadership that has gone into Ghana has always been fought, with opposition heavily and vocally. So they kind of have some level of control, but also you still have a lot of issues at the back end. But I believe that if you look at Paul Kagame will appoint leadership in different positions and then make you accountable to your people. If you do not deliver what is expected to do, then he'll fire him from office. And before you know, they say he's a dictator. Yes, he may be a dictator, but we have allowed ourselves to come as lazy and as base as anything. Sometimes you need some hard hand to manage Africans for a while.
Of course. Like when it comes to leadership, do you think that someone that is out in the West should lead African continents? Do you think that that's right? Do you think that someone from Africa that's born in Africa and stays in Africa, do you believe that that person should lead African continents, or do you believe that people from outside come back in should lead Africa?
It doesn't matter where you're from. If you have a pure heart, you can always lead. Whether whether you live outside or you are inside. So far, your vision, your purpose, your plans are for the people. Because there are people who live in Africa and they cannot deliver. They hate themselves. But there are people that are outside who have a genuine heart for people inside. I want to come and help. When they try to come back, somebody will shout that these people are imported, are exported, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make sense. If your heart is fine and you have a good plan for the people, yes, then if you are, if you have the heart of the people that you can defend it, because one of the responsibility of government is territorial integrity, to protect the territory, to protect the people, to protect and to ensure that the people are comfortable, that there is an enabling environment to take decisions. You need to think forward. Look at Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. He is the Prime Minister of Dubai. He is thinking 100 years ahead.
That's right.
What is Dubai? Dubai is desert. They knew that by 2018, 2016, 2018, that their oil situation will go down. They started thinking well in advance that they should go into tourism and into construction, that they will attract the biggest companies in the whole world to come to Dubai. They make it that anybody can come to Dubai as long as you can sleep one day in Dubai. To get the visa to Dubai is not hard. It's not hard. You get it. You spend your money in there. The population of Dubai in the whole of UAE is only 3.2 million people. The indigenous, but the population of people in that UAE is over 11 million. So just less than 10% or maybe 15% of that entire population are the nationals. The others are expatriates. They are bringing their money in to a land that is just desert. Yes. And they are spending your money there because they are thinking.
Yes.
If you think enough, what you have is more than enough.
That's real talk, brother. I respect that as well. I respect that. Another thing I want to talk about is tourism. Yeah. When I go to Africa and I see the tourism is like it's mixed with prostitution, and I say this to a lot of people, and I know some people get offended by it, some people don't like it, some people get scared. But I always tell them, the brothers and sisters, don't make tourism turn you into a prostitute. Yeah, you're supposed to. It's your country. You're supposed to offer the services, but the services does not mean your body, your dignity, or anything like that. It's a service. Go on.
Let me tell you, you're from the Caribbean. Yeah. Trinidad and Tobago does carnival once a year.
Yes.
Carnival preparation. They have the Sokorama that is prepared.
Yes.
2 weeks in advance, they have different fetes. You have the Mocha fete, you have the Mocha fete, you have the Kuba fete, you have every kind of fete. 2 weeks in advance, and it's celebrated back to back, and it is not free, it is paid. If you want to go to Carnival in Trinidad, book your hotel accommodation by October. There is a challenge.
Yes.
Now, what are you going to say in Trinidad? The first thing is that they have turned their national instrument is drums.
Yes.
Drums, which they used to do, or they have used it to make their pan. That's what they've done. Yes. So now they advertise it everywhere in the world. And so people now fly into Trinidad, at least every total to make almost $2 billion.
Yes.
You hear me?
Yeah,
$2 billion when it comes to soca, when it comes to their carnival.
Yes.
$2 billion. They plan it, they celebrate it, they push it out there. Dubai, the same thing. Dubai tells you come and visit them, come and visit them. Their visa alone is just $140 maximum. $140. You are in. So far you can pay for one night. Africa, we need to every issue, the people that we owe ourselves to create an environment which people will come for.
Of course.
I go to the US, and when I go to the US, I go to Disney. When you go to Disney, you see everything. What is Disney? Disney is just Mickey Mouse and Co.
Yeah.
And that Disney makes how much? How much do they make in a year? In 2018, they made $60 billion.
Yeah.
I have to figure $60 billion. Now, in 1 year, 50 million people come there. They marketed it for people to come there. So tourism it must be engraved in every country's plan. You don't go to the US without any airport you go to in the US, you will see, welcome to Texas, welcome to Washington, welcome to this. There is a shirt they will sell. They market that state. Africa needs to market every single thing.
That's
Our
right.
tribes are a lot of potential for us to market. The opportunities are there. Our water regions, our traditions, our culture, are things we need to show off. Our dress pattern, every single thing, our music, our entertainment. We don't need to say, okay, that it is the body of an African woman that is the export product. No, there are other things we can export.
Of course.
Which will help in tourism.
Of course. Another thing, like when I'm in Africa, when I go to Africa, I try to help as much people as possible. For the simple fact, is that I put myself in their position. So if I was in Africa and someone come and help me, I would be very grateful for the help, and I'd think that it's by the Almighty, God sent that help for me, and I'd be very grateful for it. But what I do see is I see a lot of jealousy and a lot of envy. You help one man, he's very grateful, and then you tell him that you're gonna go and help the next man, and then you see a change in his eye. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute. But what I don't understand, this is what I don't understand. In Africa, there's a lot of tribalism and things like that, And what I personally believe from an outsider sitting on the outside, right, is that everybody's got their tribe and their tradition and all that. But I think that people should be more happy. Like, say like you got your tribe and I got my tribe. If you win this year, I should be happy and supportive for you and your tribe because you won this year. And next year you should do the same for me. But it's not like that. It's like every tribe's fighting against each other and they don't mind seeing each other die or pass away or poverty. And I don't think we should be looking at each other like that. Because like I said, we're all one team.
It is. Remember what I said. It is based on the values the person has.
Yeah.
If the person has values that are positive, the person will be productive.
Yes.
If the person has values that are negative, he will not be anything other than a thief. Short and simple.
Yeah.
Short and simple.
Yeah.
So even if you go to help somebody, if his values are right, he will tell you, let's bring more people. But if his values are wrong, he will be selfish.
Yes.
You that is coming to help, you have a large heart. You want more people to have the best things in life. But does he who you are helping, does he want his brother to be helped? Some yes, some no. So you also need to,
Filter.
test the water.
Yeah, filter.
Yes, test that water to be sure that you are not overfeeding somebody who will cause more damage than good.
Trust me. Real talk. So Ubong, what's the future hold for Ubong right now?
I have a very big mission on my head. It keeps me awake day and night to train 50 million youth to become entrepreneurs that they can help and bring up 5 people each. That's my goal. That's my goal.
That's good.
That's my goal.
That's good.
That's my goal. So every time I have the opportunity to speak to one person, I give it with all my heart. I do not pity myself. I want to always give the best at every time I can, and leave a legacy so that tomorrow, if somebody calls my name, he will say, "This man affected me this way or the other, whether in cash or in kind." But I want to leave a memorial, not with a big car, not with a big house, but rather leaving you with a big mind to change yourself and your community wherever you are. That's my future.
I love that. A couple more questions and that's it, yeah, Ubong? What would you say to the black youth, male or female, all over the world right now?
The first thing I'll tell any one of them is simple, and they should listen carefully. That during copulation, when their father met their mother, he released over 200 million sperm cells in her. and they were the ones that won. Every potential stem cell is a potential human being. They did not have eyes, they did not have legs, they did not have iPad, they did not have ears, but they were able to find the egg and fertilize it. They survived in that darkness and they came out alive. Before they were born, they came out as winners. So nobody alive is authorized to call you as an African man and an African woman a failure. You were born a winner, and so are you. You may not know, so you need to develop yourself. Come up on Drummerville and listen to his radio show, and I bet you there are fantastic people that will be there who will help you change yourself. You only need to control what enters your head. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
Yes, if you can control what enters your head, you will control wherever you sleep. It is what enters your head that determines your future. So be very careful about what people say to you and what you hear.
Excellent. And where can the people get hold of you, my brother?
At ubongking.com. Ubongking.com is my website. At ubongking is my Instagram handle. Facebook handle Ubong King, Twitter at Ubong King, that's all. Okay. UBONGKING.
Give thanks, man. And I want to say thank you, my brother, for giving me the opportunity to talk to you, because I just saw that one clip of you on I think it was on someone sent it through the WhatsApp, and I said, you know what? I have to find out who this man is. I've done a little research, and then I reached out to you, and you know, the Almighty made it possible for me to speak to you now, and for you to pass on the message. And I want to keep the link with you as well, brother. If you could, you know, if there's like things that I can learn as well, I'm willing to be a student and listen and take teaching, bruv.
Drummer, I'm gonna learn a lot from you, and I'm happy that you're giving your time to help humanity with what you're doing now. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to stand on your platform, to be able to share my message. I don't take it for granted, and I look to opportunities where we can do things together. And if I find that opportunity, I might as well just drag you down anywhere. So get your bags packed, because you might also come and enjoy some cool in Nigeria after COVID-19.
That's right, my brother. Thank you very much, and more blessings to you and your family. Stay safe. I wish you all the best, brother, and thank you very much. Yes, brother?
Okay, take care.
All right, brother.
Enjoy.
Peace, yeah? Thank you.